It's been a week since I read the chapter, and although I am very late with the review, I gotta say, I'm still amazed. Ever since the anime season this year ended, the momentum has been phenomenal. Some will believe this will not only lose it, but fall off of a cliff, alas, jumping the shark. Fans have followed since the beginning and remain loyal to this day. After 122 chapters, I can safely say this series still got it. That itself is amazing, but what this chapter delivered is unfathomable. It didn't just deliver the explanation we have long desired for. It rewarded us for being loyal to this very day. It opens up with Frida and Historia's flashback centering on the story of a young girl who was loved by everyone. She was called Ymir. She was deemed as ladylike, an inspirational figure if you may call her. As fans know, she is the founder of the Titans. They also know her loyalty to the royal family, as a slave. Basically, her figure can be seen as a role model, but her background and history say otherwise. It transitions to Ymir's backstory, and from there, the truth is far colder than I can imagine. It's heartbreaking, disturbing, and probably the darkest of the series, and that says a lot. As the chapter's title implies, it takes place 2,000 years ago. Ymir was only a child, a slave who worked hard in the midst of agonizing environment. Throughout the backstory, she never speaks a word, but her expressions tells tons. This is Isayama's finest artwork delivery. The amount of effort put in is astonishing, and it only gets better. The king wanted the culprit who set the pigs free, and all the slaves pointed at her. We don't know if she was even the culprit, but the painted image of everyone backstabbing her for the greater good is hard-hitting. She must take the fall, and so she accepted it. That's purely corrupted and disheartening. Blame a child for your foolish act, but it didn't matter. The king took it and freed her to the forest, where she will be running from death by her own people. I like to point out how disturbing it is to use the phrase, "you are free," in a very cruel manner. It makes me believe the ending page of the series is about her. It's still a speculation, but the chance has increased. Her suffering aches me, and the flashback just started, let alone her character. She found the giant tree and entered inside for shelter, but instead, she fell down to the river with a supernatural object that resembles a spinal cord. Swimming towards her, they fuse without a dance, and thus, a Titan is born. What a great sequence. I love how it plays off as a phenomenal event, and rightfully so. It's the beginning of everything. It has to be treated as the second coming, or the Holy Grail. It's interesting to see a supernatural element in the series. Granted, a lightning strike, changing into a giant form, and shifters wielding a special power are supernatural. But this is the origin. Before Titan became a thing, it has to start somewhere, so this is acceptable. I strongly doubt we will see more of supernatural entity like aliens. This is more of mythology use, the tree of life if you may, and Isayama is no stranger. One would think Ymir's life would turn around for the better with her newfound ability. It did not. Amazingly, is much worse. The king paid much respect towards her thanks to her Titan power. By that logic, this means she is rewarded to be his wife. The sad part is, early in the chapter, she witnessed a wedding that was presented as a blissful moment for the two. She's no longer a slave to do labor work. She's a slave to do everything. She's rewarded a marriage, and yet she's left cold and depressed. It's disheartening to say the least. She does all the works the king commands, From being sent to destroy Marlins to burying the children for weaponized reason. She's a mess. Every moment should be filled with happiness, yet not once you see her happy. Not even a baby birth made her pleasant. Instead, saddened and broken. Year after year of the same procedure, her life was long gone. We, the fans, are only seeing her in pilot mode, or in other words, emotionless. What's interesting is the moment when she was killed. You would expect her death to be glorious or end with a bang, but it wasn't the case. One of the warriors took out a spear from underneath the sand and threw at the king, only for Ymir to jump and take it instead. She could have recovered, knowing she was a shifter. However, she lost the will to live, so she never did. Essentially, passed away. It almost happened with Rhina back at Marley, so it makes sense for her to go out like a normal human. I love the imagery of her soul fading away with the sight of a flower. What struck me is her family watched her dead with sadness, only for the next moment to destroy the sensation and embark a really dark scene. If you once believed the king has any soul towards her, you be dead wrong. After a shock, he recovered and angrily yelled at her to get back up and work. That's seriously messed up. He had no remorse for her death, not even seeing her once as a person. He flat out called her their slave. It only took a chapter to hate the guy this much. It gets worse as he decided to feed his children with her corpse. That's unbelievably disturbing. I'm surprised at the raw image as well as disgusted. At least we know the walls are named after the 3 children. Better not reveal that history. How the series not senin? I guess it was missing one cuss word to be qualified. The most heartbreaking part is, even in the afterlife, Ymir is still a slave. In the king's deathbed, his last wish was in order for his children to spread Ymir's blood through generation after generation. Not even a touching moment for them. Selfishly placed dictatorship over family. Sadly, they obey his last wish, and through countless generations, the Titans have grown. It explained how the Titans essentially break into different traits, as shifters, including Jaw and Colossal Titan. After spreading for so long, it eventually formed a new type. It's bizarrely insane. The king can enjoy in hell, while Ymir is forever a slave, creating countless Titans. She outclassed all the suffering characters, bar none. It's pure tragedy. She cannot be free for 2,000 years and counting. Her life is only used as a weapon. Nothing more, nothing less. The backstory ends here. The next scene? Oh boy. Here we go. Eren finally reveals his true color and the sole reason to attain her power. To end this world. Out of context, he would definitely be seen as a villain. Joker, watch out. But seriously, it's the rumbling. And like he said at the beach, he's going to put an end to this madness. While the request can definitely be interpreted as a villainy act, the intention is, dare I say, reasonable. The idea I get is he wants to factory reset the world. The damage was done 2,000 years ago, and its effect goes on to this day. Evil brought upon the Titan to its existence. The irony approach to put an end is to use those colossal Titans inside the wall. What started the madness will end with madness. I don't remember who said this quote about World War, but the third war will be the worst war of our time. The fourth one will have people use sticks and stones. It's something like that. I don't really remember exactly how it's written. Basically, it means the world will restart after mass destruction, and that's what Eren is going to unleash. Not necessarily kill his friends, but end the tyranny war. I love the last psychological battle between the brothers. Eren wants Ymir to know she is only human, not a god nor a slave. As for Zeke, he wants to stop Eren from unleashing hell on Earth. Out of context, this sounds like Zeke is the good guy, but it's complicated. Their choice of words to persuade Ymir are night and day, not because of what they wish for, but what they care for. When it's all said and done, it's perfectly clear which argument matters more. The major key difference is how they approach to her. Eren may want the world to end, but he believes it's up to her to decide, more importantly, what she truly feels. With Zeke, all value was lost when he yells at her to grant his wish because he ordered her. He believed he's right because he carried the blood of the royal family. Symbolically, history repeats itself, or more like, the chain never ends. Eren wants to end it, and apparently so does her. It is clear Isayama has planned this far ahead, as well as improve his artwork tremendously. Thankfully so, because the delivery is powerful. Ymir's emotion with tears is raw. I felt her agony, and now she can finally let it go. I love the fact Isayama didn't show her eyes until now, making this moment impactful. You feel free along with her. The pain must end now. To top it all off, alongside with great artwork, it also contained the perfect circle. One that rewards the fans for supporting the series for a long time. Eren may have a villainy idea, but his heart still contains purity. He wanted her to let go, and her misery. He knows deeply for 20,000 years she waited for anyone to free her. And he is the guy. It finally hits me that this chapter's title resembles to the first chapter. It was a message to Eren to save her. This time, it's the reply she has been waiting for. Absolutely magnificent. Now I get those panels that resemble to Eren's dream. Not to mention the tears. It must mean he felt the pain of a poor girl. I'm convinced the ending will have Eren carrying Ymir to let her know she's free. I can be wrong, but I wouldn't mind being right. Ymir makes her decision, and by God Almighty, what a crazy ending. The last couple of pages are incredible. Isayama seriously went all out on his art. Back to reality, Eren's spine reattached his head. Basically escape death. The image is jarring in a good way. The battle is stopped with the wall crumbling down. By this point, my jaw was dropped. The scenery is intense as hell. Gabi, the one who thought stopped the mayhem, is now witnessing it in front row. The wall is gone. Out comes the mass of colossal titans. Translation: we're in the endgame now. What else can I say? Probably a lot more, but the bottom line is, this chapter was outstanding. It delivered a really dark, cruel, and depressing backstory of Ymir that answered many questions and gave us reason to feel awful for her, which ultimately led to the defining moment. When it comes down to it, the stories we heard from Eldians and Marlians were true and false. Eren and Zeke's final debate was mesmerizing. The full circle twist was so rewarding. The visual is among the best Isayama has delivered, perhaps the best. The atmosphere, the angle, the expression, everything is top quality. The ending got me hyped beyond the maximum level. This is it. It's not the end of the world, but you can see it from here. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. I can't wait to see the anime fans react to this one. This was amazing. I love this chapter from start to finish. What an incredible time to be a fan. What do you think of this chapter? Share your thoughts in the comment section. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.